All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is August 4th. We got ourselves a Sunday, and I have three and a half, four plays coming your way in today's video. Obviously, we're on the road, so this video is going to be a little bit different than normal. Normally, we're going through each and every game on the slate, but when we do travel, we do kind of a hybrid video where I just look at the slate and I give you my favorite spots on the day. So that's what we're going to do today. I have a player prop, a money line play, I have a player prop, and then a parlay. So that's why I said 3.5. The parlay kind of throwing a half unit on there. So 4 plays essentially coming your way in today's video. Yesterday, right here, you can see beside me, we go 3 and 2. Realistically, it's more like a 2 and 1 night. Red Sox money line and Red Sox first 5. We split a half unit. We did the same thing for the Orioles money line and the Orioles first 5. Our full unit play, White Sox and Twins Nerfy, that cashes. So we continue this positive streak, now positive all the way through August, and the last day of July as well. We're on after this would be a 14 and 4 run. That's absurd to say out loud. I'm telling you guys, at some point, you're going to want to start fading because the other shoe is to drop. But you know what? Maybe it's not today. Let's go ahead and get into the picks. First off, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Play number 1 is going to be Juan Soto here, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I like the matchup today for him against Yariel Rodriguez. And first off, Soto's been absolutely going off. Now, I would consider his bases, too, for decent money here, but I actually went with a safe approach. You could see that it's really juiced minus 150 on DraftKings, but still, that was right on the fence of being too juiced or not. I pulled the trigger on it, and the reason being is because of the guy that follows him in the lineup as well. So I like the idea of Soto being able to get on base, and at any moment, he can come through and score due to the fact that Judge is able to be out there and knock him home, right? So overall, I think the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is a little bit better of a bet than, I guess, his over in total bases, where he'd need 2 hits or a double or go deep himself, that type of thing. But back to him. He's hit this in 6 of his last 10 games. He's hit in 4 of his last 5. 64% of games here at home this season. And like I said, he's going up against Yariel Rodriguez, who's a righty. He bats a little bit better than he does against lefties, against righties. 308 average against righties on the season. But Yariel Rodriguez is going to throw 46+% fastballs. In terms of Soto against fastballs this season, he has a K rate that drops down to 13%. A guy that doesn't strike out that much, already going to strike out a lot less, right? And then his WOBA jumps up to 538. Weighted on base average up to 538 again. So if he gets on base with a hit, there we go. There's our hit. And I'm hoping that someone in that Yankees lineup who are on fire right now can bring him home for that run. But hell, he could do this himself with a couple hits. That's what I'm saying. I don't hate the total bases. I think over hits, runs, and RBIs is just a little bit more safe. And the odds would depict that as well, right? It's at minus 150. So play number 1 is going to be Juan Soto, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. All right, next up, we have a money line play. I'm splitting a unit, doing exactly what we did yesterday. So this is still 1 unit of a play, I guess, but we're splitting into 2 different plays. We have the Orioles money line and the Orioles first 5 money line, putting a half unit on each. Both of those are right in the range of minus 135. And right now, if you're going to give me Corbin Burnes against Gavin Williams, I really can't say that I like this any more than I do. Like, I think that this is probably one of my favorite plays of the day. But nonetheless, we say that, and then don't we all lose our favorite plays all the time? So this definitely has a chance of losing, but you're giving me Corbin Burnes in what I would consider a better offense against this Cleveland team. Now, the reason I go full game and first 5 is because Cleveland does have a really good bullpen, and this Baltimore bullpen, though on the season they have the 4th best whip in the entire league, they've been kind of, I don't want to say hit or miss, but kind of shoddy as of late. Yesterday, I guess they kind of did their job, but the offense had to score some late runs as well to secure that win. So to me, it's like, give me the full game, but I want to put a little bit of trust in Corbin Burnes, in a vacuum as well, which would be that first 5 money line. So again, you're giving me the better starter, the better pitcher, and potentially a comparable bullpen if they're on, which is a big if, for a price tag at minus 135, minus 140-ish for both of those. I'm going to take that all day long. And what I like about this is Corbin Burnes is going to throw 57% cutters. 57%. It's his main pitch, right? Cleveland, in the last 30 days here against the cutter, the 2nd worst team in the entire league when it comes to runs above average, batting that ball per 100 cutters thrown. So I think that this is a good spot. Cleveland's offense, like I said in yesterday's video, the reason why we rolled with the Orioles is the fact that they've been going go, 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 and then all of a sudden their offense is just down right now and really not, cutting it, which if you have Corbin Burns, here's a pun, throwing a cutter. I think that he's going to cut up the Guardians today. So, yeah, again, we're going to go with the first 5 and the full game money line, half unit on each for the Orioles today. Again, I think the price tag is good. I mean, minus 135, I believe, on the money line, minus 140 on the first 5. Yes, we've thrown a few juiced plays your way today, but you know what? It's what I liked, and they're not past that threshold. We're not talking minus 155, minus 160. Yes, they're juiced, but a win's a win, I guess, in this sort of range. By the way, this lighting is great, but this angle is tough. Look like I have 42 chins. The more chins, the more wins. That's what we say in this business. Let's go. All right, our last full play here before we do get into our parlay that we're rolling with is going to be the Phillies in Seattle Nerfy. To me, this is really coming down to the pitching. Zach Wheeler, Logan Gilbert, 2 offenses that I wouldn't sit there and say are absolute, on fire right now. Now, the Mariners, I guess you could make the argument that they have been batting a little bit better. And then same thing for the Phillies. We all know eventually this Phillies team is going to score more runs. Even yesterday was, a high-scoring game, right? And all those runs kind of came late. They did hit a run have a run in the first inning. The Phillies did, but nonetheless, I still like the Nerf here with 2 absolute studs on the mound. Logan Gilbert this season, when starting for the Mariners, they have a 68% hit rate on the Nerfy and in 3 straight. And then same thing for when we look at Zach Wheeler starting for the Phillies, 67% hit rate. He's hit in 3 of his last 4. So I like both these guys to go out there and do their job here. Minus 135 for Nerfy. Do I like that price? It's not terrible, but for 2 great pitchers on the mound, I really don't think you can beat that. And like I said, these offenses, I'm still kind of, I know I'm going to be like the last one to the party, but still kind of out on this Mariners offense. They got better at the deadline. They've been scoring a lot of runs. I get it. But at some point, I think that they kind of come back down to earth, and they weren't even the team that scored the run in the first inning last night, right? That was the Phillies. So I think that this is a spot where we could see 0 runs in the first inning, which kind of, parlays into our parlay here. We're going with a Smurfy parlay. Now, if you don't know what the Smurfy parlay is, it's something that this dumb brain came up with. I'm sure people were doing this, but I titled it, I guess, Smurfy. So we have the Nerfy, which is no runs in the first inning. We have the Yerfy, which is yes runs in the first inning. The Smurfy is some runs in the first inning, and I like taking 2 or 3 games, parlaying them, and saying under 1.5 runs, meaning if there's 1 run in the first inning, like we saw with the Phillies and Mariners yesterday, that would still count. So the games we have here are the Diamondbacks and Pirates. That is, I believe it's Nelson and Skeens on the mound. Really trusting Skeens to do his job there. And then we have the Rays and Houston. I just think both of those pitchers in that spot, bullpen pitcher for Tampa Bay, and then even Arrieta maybe being able to have some success through his first 3 outs. And then we have the Phillies and the Mariners. All of those under 1.5 runs in the first inning. So if it's 0-0, that checks the box. If it is, 1-0, that also checks the box. So we allow for some runs in the first inning, hence the Smurfy. Some runs in the first inning. But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, we're on the road. Hopefully you like the picks. I know what we like to do here is go through each and every game because I love talking about sports and love giving my opinion on things as damn loudmouth. So this is a little bit different, but I'd rather do this type of video than not be able to do a video on vacation because we don't have time to go through the entire slate, which in all honesty, I don't think you guys realize how much work that is, but it being my job, I'm okay with that work, but you know what I mean? Like when we're on vacation, trying to enjoy times with friends and family, we don't have all that time in the world. It's not a normal work day. So hopefully you guys do understand that. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment 8 in the comments. I didn't razz on, DeJuan franchise. The ride of the day didn't hit, but again, when we're on the road, the ride of the day kind of keeps a little, under the radar vibe here. So the ride of the day didn't hit. We'll get back to the ride of the day when we get back to the normal videos as well. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Comment 8 if you made it this far. Make sure to like it and subscribing. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.